So today, we're going to dig into a tool called Claude, but really, it's about a much bigger idea. It's about a fundamental shift in how we get work done. We're talking about moving away from just finding information to actually thinking with a powerful partner. Let's get right into it.
You know the drill, right? You've got a question, you pop it into a search engine, and then what happens? You spend the next 10, 15 minutes drowning in tabs, clicking back and forth, trying to stitch together a real answer from 5 different websites. It's just exhausting. And somehow we've all just accepted this as the way things are. This quote just hits the nail on the head. For decades, we've been doing all the heavy lifting, all that assembly work by ourselves. But what if that was never the point? What if there's a better way? A tool that's designed not just to point you to information, but to help you actually make sense of it. Well, that better way is really starting to take shape with AI assistants like Claude. And to really get what makes it so different, we need to wrap our heads around one core idea: the huge difference between a tool that finds and a tool that thinks. Okay, this breaks it down perfectly. A search engine is all about retrieval. It finds web pages and gives you a long list. From there, you're on your own. You have to do all the hard work of piecing it together. Claude, on the other hand, generates a direct answer. It's not a list of links. It's a thinking partner that works with you on your specific problem. So what is Claude exactly? Well, it's an AI assistant from a company called Anthropic. But the word assistant doesn't quite do it justice. The real keyword here is collaborator. It's built to actually engage with you on pretty much any task that involves language or ideas or reasoning. Let's make this real. Imagine you need to write an email to your landlord. The water heater's been broken for 2 weeks, and you need to be firm, but also, polite. A search engine, it might give you some generic templates, but Claude can take your whole situation, your frustration, the backstory, the fact that you don't want to burn bridges, and draft an email that it has all of that nuance. See, that isn't retrieval. That is understanding. So, this brings us to a really crucial point. Getting that kind of smart, nuanced response is 100% dependent on what you give it. The quality of what you get out is directly tied to the quality of what you put in. Let's see what that looks like in the real world. Oh man, this is the perfect example. Look at the vague prompt, "Help me with an email." What's Claude going to do with that? Not much, right? You'll get something bland and useless. But now, look at the powerful prompt. It is packed with context. You've got the goal, the audience, the tone. That specificity is exactly what lets Claude give you something you can actually use. The best way to think about this is like you're briefing a really smart colleague. You got to bring them up to speed, right? Tell them what your goal is, who you're talking to, the kind of tone you're going for, and any background info they absolutely need to know. The more of these ingredients you provide, the better the final dish is going to taste. And you've got to remember, this isn't a one-and-done kind of thing. It's not like a vending machine. It's a conversation. Claude remembers what you've talked about in a single chat. So if that first draft isn't quite right, you don't have to start from scratch. You just talk to it. You can say, "Hey, can you make that tone a little warmer?" Or "That opening needs to be stronger." You shape the final product together through dialogue. Now, this whole conversational back and forth is incredibly powerful, but there's a feature that takes Claude from being just a handy tool you use now and then to a true long-term partner that's actually integrated into how you work. And it's called projects. So here's the issue that projects are built to solve. By default, every single time you start a new chat, Claude has amnesia. It has no idea who you are or what you were just talking about. It's a totally clean slate, and that means you have to re-explain your role, your company, your style every single time. And that gets old really, really fast. The solution, of course, is a project. Think of it like a dedicated workspace where you can give Claude standing instructions. You tell it who you are, what your job is, how you like things written, and it remembers that context for every single conversation you have inside that project. No more repeating yourself. And getting started is super simple. It's really just 3 steps. First, you create a project. Then you add your custom instructions. You can even upload key documents like a style guide or a company overview. And from that point on, Claude is basically tailored to you, ready to go without needing the whole briefing every time. Okay, so we've talked about what Claude is, the best way to talk to it, and how to make it a long-term partner in your work. So where do you start? What's the best first step to actually make this real for you? Look, if you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. The people who get incredible results from Claude are the ones who stop treating it like a search engine and start treating it like a smart, capable colleague. Give it context, give it respect, and you will be absolutely blown away by what you get back. So here's your homework, your call to action. Don't just go test it with some silly question. I want you to go and bring it a real problem, something from your actual life, from your actual job, something you've been stuck on or putting off. That first real conversation, that's where the magic happens. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Once you have a partner that can help you think through messy problems, draft those difficult emails, and brainstorm brand new ideas, what are you going to solve first?